Hello, and welcome to the Knowing Show. We are moving through our daily lesson in A Course in Miracles, and I'm excited to do this with you. I am coming on here a little bit late today, actually, so thanks for bearing with me as I was a few minutes late. I was an hour late. I was running into some technical difficulty. But here I am, and hopefully we're all in working order with sound and all of that. So I'm going to start as I do with a lesson review. And I'm actually going to start with all the preceding lessons. Today we're doing a review of lessons 16 through 20. And I'm actually going to start with a review of lesson 1 through 15. And then we'll dive deep into today's review. Lesson 1. Nothing I see means anything. Lesson 2. I have given what I see all of the meaning that it has for me. Lesson 3. I do not understand anything I see. Lesson 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. Lesson 5. I am never upset for the reason I think. Lesson 6. I am upset because I see what is not there. Lesson 7. I see only the past. Lesson 8. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Lesson 9. I see nothing as it is now. Lesson 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. Lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Lesson 12. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Lesson 13. A meaningless world engenders fear. Lesson 14. God did not create a meaningless world. Lesson 15. My thoughts are images that I have made. Now, on to lesson 54, which has the review for lesson 16 through 20. And after I review the top line lesson, I'm going to just give a quick summary for each one. Lesson 16. I have no neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are impossible because all thoughts have power. They will either make a false world or lead me to the real one. But thoughts cannot be without effects. As the world I see arises from my thinking errors, so will the real world rise before my eyes as I let my errors be corrected. My thoughts cannot be neither true nor my thoughts cannot be neither true nor false. They must be one or the other. What I see shows which they are. Lesson 17. I see no neutral things. What I see witnesses to what I think. Mm. If I did not think, I would not exist because life is thought. Let me look on the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change, and so I also know the world I see can change as well. Lesson 18. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. Yet that sharing was a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone. As my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them. And the world my real thoughts show me will dawn on their sight as well as mine. Lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all the universe. A son of God cannot think or speak or act in vain. He cannot be alone in anything. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. Lesson 20. I am determined to see. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I would look upon the real world and let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. There's so much here. Doing these reviews in one sense is rather overwhelming because there's just so much good. It's like nutrients. I don't know if you all resonate with that concept, but I feel like I'm nourishing my mind, like feeding my mind something new as as is with every new program, but some new programs in terms of, we're unlearning certain ways of thinking and certain ways of operating in the world and teaching something new. And some programs are just harder to grasp than others. For example, which one was it? Um, the fact that so 17, lesson 17, I see no neutral things. This one really, really resonated with me when I first read it, and reading it again, it's just like, wow. Let me look at the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change, and so I also know the world I see can change as well. Y'all, if we really believed that, this is the thing where really meditating on this throughout the day is so important. But I'm like, man, we could meditate on this for 30 days, 60 days. It takes 60 days to form a new habit. So if we were to really take this one concept, let me look at the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know my state of mind can change. And so I also know the world I see can change as well. We were to just take that concept and meditate on that for 60 days to really instill a new program. How much more power would we walk in our lives, because we're no longer playing the victim. We're no longer playing the role of, oh, it's happening to me. Rather, we're seeing that we are the creators of the world that we see, and we can change that. We can change our state of mind. I really love, there's all these fun songs around like a New York state of mind and just around a state of mind in general. But what's so cool is that we have the power to create it, and we don't so often, we're not conscious of this. We're not conscious of how every single external input that we allow to come into our mind is actually training us how to think about ourselves, about the world. And so, in one sense, we actually need to question the source. Are we our own source? Are we our own input? Is God our input? Who's the primary input? Who's the primary voice that is feeding our thought system? A lot of times it's the past, a program already exists, but what we see and what we then think shows what we experience and informs what we experience in the external world. And so if we really were to lean into, this is the one I'm going to pick today. I'm just going to put here in the chat the link to this for those of you who want to dive deeper, because frankly this is so, so, so important. Y'all, what we think about translates into the external world, and what we see is so often a manifestation of what we think. And so if we want to see real change in our lives, we have the power to do that. We can change our own state of mind. um, to that point, I'm just going to go ahead and jump here in the chat and say good morning. The man in the hat, hello. Matthew 19:26. But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. I love that. Um, I Millie Medina, good morning. Hello. Sammy, please, please forgive me. I am sorry for what I. Oh, I don't know honestly, I didn't see you write anything before this, but I'm so glad you're here, Sammy. Brian, good morning. So much love to you, Sammy. Um, John P. I'm with you. He's talking about hockey. Um, Dr. Snorkel. That's funny. Stormtrooper, hello. Thanks for joining. John Johnson, thanks for coming on here. Um, Comic Flick Fusion, thank you. Thank you so, so, so much for being on here and for saying that. Um, just looking through here. Deo, what do you study? So we're reading through A Course in Miracles. That's what we're reading on every single morning on the show. Usually we'll go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, but I was an hour behind this morning because of my internet delay. Sade is male. Hello, thanks for joining. Um, User, good to see you. Uh, Peak FAK or F KAF. Wow, I totally inverted those numbers. That's so funny. Smart boy, hello. No, this is not AI. We're real. We're just hanging out. Um, aesthetic. Good morning. That's so funny. Um, Sammy, I'm here in my chair. I'm in the position I'm told I will never in when ever transferred from bed to my wheelchair, and it breaks everything in me to now see myself. So I want to tell people as it's all. Y'all, Sammy, Sammy is a friend of the Knowing Show, and we just love you, Sammy. And I'm so grateful that you're here. Um, this lesson for today, the one that I'm kind of fixating on, that's really meaningful to me. I would love, 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 Sammy, for to challenge you, to give you and everyone listening a challenge today. If we were to take anytime we have a negative thought, to take it and remind ourselves of these words, and I'll put this here in the chat because this is just so, so, so powerful. So the lesson, this is lesson 17. I'm just going to type this in here. Lesson 17. I see no neutral things. And then this is the phrase. I think that I would be so curious if we were to practice this today. Anytime we are struggling mentally, anytime we want to see any real change. And y'all, this is the question. Do we want to elevate our emotional level? So we talk about how each emotion holds a numerical value. So shame is 20 and peace is 600, and then there's a lot in the middle. The question that I have that predicates this exercise is, do you want to increase your emotional state? Because we were talking last night, the comfort that we find in misery is very real. And the question is, do we want to get out of that level of misery? Do we want to start moving towards peace? Do we want to move towards joy? And I think that that would be that's a really important question for us to address. And the lesson here then is, if we do want to move up in emotional kind of frequency, I guess you could say, then here's the lesson. Lesson 17. I see no neutral things. Let me look on the world I see as a representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change, and I also know that the world I see can change as well. Y'all, the more we repeat this, and really, it's like telling ourselves the truth. That's where, there's like the little angels on either side of us. One is you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim. The other is you've got power to change the way that you see the world and your experience today. And then it's just, which one are we going to listen to? Um, I love, what did you say? Man in the hat, focus on negativity, life will be rough. Focus on positivity and life becomes beautiful. It's really kind of as easy as that in so many ways. And it doesn't mean that we ignore or suppress. That is not at all it. Because otherwise that stays inside of us. We have to actually pour out those negative emotions and thoughts and feelings and fears. We have to get in the pouring out, in the expressing of them. We actually are getting them out of us in so many ways. There's a moving through the emotion that's so important to get to the other side of it. Um, I I'm just looking here at the time. I've got 1 minute left before my next meeting. Um, Man in the hat. God bless you, Sammy. I love that. Uh, Millie Medina says, my wife was in a wheelchair for over 4 years. I would love to know your backstory someday. Sammy, I know that earlier somebody asked, I think Brian asked if you would want to come on the Knowing Show. So the invitation stands if you'd like to come on, and we'd love to hear your story and talk to you. But for now, feel free to put in the chat a little bit more about your story. And uh, yeah, we love you. We love you, Sammy, and we're rooting for you. I have to jump off. I have a meeting that I need to go to. But for now, lesson 17, I see no neutral things. That's really what I'm going to be meditating on. And I dropped the link to the entire thing here if you guys want to read this again and pick a lesson that resonates with you. And then that's going to be the one that we kind of just meditate on today. So, Arnau, thank you for joining. Paris, I'll be back online at 8:30 p.m. tonight. And so 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you all then. Have a wonderful day in the